You are so lucky. If you're watching this right now in 2026, I've just made your life 1,000 times easier because right now, if you're trying to get into trading, I think most people stop before they even fully enter the door because it's just so crazy, right? What we're going to be talking about in this video is what you need to become a successful trader. All the apps you need, any exchanges, all the wallets you need we'll cover in this video. So there's no room for confusion. We'll go over some terminology as well so you'll really understand what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, you can't start trading without the fucking footprints in. You have to have the framework to build your empire in this space. And without that shit, I mean, you can't even trade, man. So this is a really important video. And like I said in the beginning, I made your life 1,000 times easier and you don't even know it. 2 years ago, I would be sitting at a computer using TradingView, an order book somewhere. I'd be watching what the whales were doing. On another monitor, I have shit like Exo charts pulled up or whatever the fuck. And I would sit there and I would literally have like 15 tabs open and it's just literally information overload. You got 15 tabs, 15 different subscriptions, 15 different logins. It really was a headache. And 2 years ago, I set out on a mission to make everything so fucking simple in crypto, and I genuinely believe I have changed the way that people are trading in crypto. And that's because now, for the first time ever, you could use everything just off your phone. So getting started, we're gonna go through a checklist. What do you need? You need a phone. You need an internet connection. That's pretty much it. And we'll get into some of the applications, but I just wanted to clear that up. You don't need a computer. You don't need monitors. You don't need a setup. You can do everything off your phone. And if that's been holding you back, you're genuinely just being lazy. Because in 2026, there's no excuse. You can do everything off your phone. And I'll show you right now. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is exchanges. Now, you have to buy crypto. If you've already bought crypto, skip ahead a little bit. But if you've not bought crypto, you gotta start somewhere, right? Without crypto, you can't even trade this shit. So you'll need something called an exchange. So an exchange is pretty much where you could buy crypto. You've seen a million of them: Kraken, Binance, Coinbase even. These are pretty much just places where you can park your money to leave or park your money to buy in, right? If that makes sense. You pretty much link your bank, you buy the coins, you send it off, and if you're cashing out, say you made some sick profits in crypto, you can send it to there and then cash it out to your bank. It's literally an on and off ramp. That's all it is. You have a lot of options. So a lot of the ones that I use are Coinbase. I use Trust Wallet, Instacoins, MoonPay. There's so many places you can buy crypto. It really is endless at this point. One thing I will say, just a quick note for everybody watching, if you're trying to trade tomorrow, a lot of these big exchanges like Coinbase and Binance have a lockup period where if you buy crypto, they'll lock your coins for 7 days. If it's like a fresh account, just something to look out for. You can bypass that with stuff like Trust Wallet, Instacoins, MoonPay. It's actually pretty crazy. But yeah, that's what you need for spot exchanges. Now we got to get into the nitty gritty, and that is your leverage trading exchange, your futures exchange, where you can long and short coins. There's a lot of options. If you literally type in best leverage trading exchanges for crypto, you'll find literally a ton. The one I use is Blowfin. So I went from MetaTrader 4 to BingX, and now we're using Blowfin. And like I mentioned in the first episode, we have something called the automation program where if you don't want to trade, we'll trade for you, and it's all automated to your account through Blowfin's copy trading program. So literally people will just plug in their money on there, wait for me to open trades, and they never have to do anything. And if you want more information, you can DM us crypto on IG. That's why we use Blowfin. There's a lot of other options. And look, I don't know how long in the future you're watching this video, but that could change at some point, especially with the Clarity Act coming. But as of right now, that's what I'm using. If you have any other suggestions, drop them in the comments. But yes, you'll need that. Another thing I believe you'll need, and it's completely optional, is something like, and I think I've talked about this once or twice, Bitrefill. I'm not sponsored by these people. I genuinely use this shit every day. If you're trying to use your crypto for real life, like if you're trading and you don't want to cash out, but you want to buy a coffee or food or a plane ticket, whatever it is, there's a lot of stuff that you could do in real life to use your crypto as if it's real money. For example, Travala. If you want to fly anywhere, you can use XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Example with Bitrefill. If you want to, I'm telling you, literally buy everything. Visa cards, pay your phone bill, your utility bill, pay for food, clothes, whatever it is, you could do it through Bitrefill. You can find my link at the top of the description. I use them religiously, and I may or may not be coming out with a competitor because I have ways I believe I can make it even better. Stay tuned for Market Mirror 2.0, by the way, just saying. And then last but not least, a mandatory thing you'll need for this is Market Mirror. I just mentioned it. It is my app. I've been spending literally every single waking second for the last, 2 years building something incredible. And this is what I was talking about in the very beginning. You're lucky because, like I said, in the beginning of my trading journey, I had to use so many things to even get an edge on the market. But now I literally made it to where it's all on your phone in one single place. You can download it on iOS and Google Play Store. Again, a non-negotiable if you're watching this series because we're definitely going to go dive in completely to this. But it has everything you need. It's free. We have all the tools and more. And that's pretty much all you need. Now, like I said, that's all you need for trading. It's never been easier to do this in 2026. I truly mean that. Like, I know a lot of people see crypto and they think, oh my God, there's just so many things going on. But the reality is we're trading, right? We're not trading meme coins. We're not doing anything else. We are trading crypto. We're trading Bitcoin and XRP. That's it. There's not a lot of novelty to it. And that's really been slimmed down by Market Mirror right here, because genuinely I've streamlined the whole process. I think you're going to be fascinated going into this, how crazy we've made this shit. But yeah, in terms of what you need, that's it. Now, I just wanted to sit here and talk to you guys for a second, because you're probably sitting there after I just told you all that stuff and you're thinking, dude, something's missing, right? Like, what? Something is not right here. And the reason why you're thinking that is because you've been lied to. I've told you, watched the videos for a long time, that a lot of this stuff on here is just mumbo jumbo. I mean, you could sit here with all the terminology in your head, all the fucking indicators, all the candlestick patterns, all the shit, like technically what most people would say you need, and it's not going to get you anywhere. You don't need all that shit. I'm telling you, if you just go down to the basics and keep it between you and a couple things, for example, like what I watch is the whales and following what they're doing, you're going to do way better. So I just wanted to give some words of encouragement going through this, because you're going to see me talk a lot different than a lot of these people online. A lot of the people on YouTube will tell you one thing and they're really doing another. And a lot of the stuff, like in terms of trading view and all these different indicators and shit, it's just adding complexity to it. It's adding unnecessary complexity, and all it's doing is trying to sell you on something. All I'm just saying is don't believe the bullshit, because you're going to see a very different type of video and a very different type of trading style than most people you're seeing online. But that's the thing. A lot of this shit is performative. A lot of these people are just performing, right? And they're just trying to pitch a fucking, I don't know, what is it called? A prop firm or some shit, or some trading view bundle where you could buy an indicator. I'm telling you, you don't need all that. And really what it comes down to is, like I said in the beginning of this stuff, is it really comes down to this and maybe a couple little things that you could follow on your phone. That's really it. And if you've been watching me for the longest time, I've kept that opinion for literally 5 years now, publicly, since I started this channel. And it's not going to change anytime soon. I really do believe that simplicity is kind of like a superpower in this space, in the realm of just overselling everything. Trading is not hard. You just have so much shit in front of you, And when you really strip it down to the basics, all you need is a place to trade. You need a couple things to look at to give you an edge. And you need a little bit of common sense up here, and you're going to do really damn good. So that's my hope for you guys going into this. We're going to get into charts. We're going to get into long and shorts. We got liquidations on the maps. I'm going to show you how to map levels, exit liquidity, all the good stuff. We're going to get into this. But now we're at the point where it's time to start reading some charts. And I just want to say, like, if you're really beginning this stuff right now, you're about to enter a point that you cannot return from. Okay. I wanted to warn you before we get into the next episode. Once you get a taste of this internet money, once you make the first $500, the first $1,000, even the first $50 a day, whatever it is, when you start making that money, your mindset's going to completely shift in a way that it's never had before. Because, like, think about it. Most of us have worked a job. Most of us have slaved for our money in ways, right? And the idea that you could literally just print money off your phone, it's foreign. It sounds insane. But once you really get a taste of it, you're not going to be able to go back. So I'm warning you now, if you're one of the 1% that just can't do this shit and this is seeming a little too complicated, turn away. But if you're ready to move on, it's time to commit. It's time to take the next step. It's really time to lock the fuck in, because, boys, you heard me say it a couple times already, but we are in times that we are not going to get back, and you're going to regret the fuck out of this shit in 4 or 5 years, and you're like, damn, dude, remember 2026 run? Remember 2027, all the opportunities, and I didn't even take it. I didn't take one trade. I gave up. You're going to beat yourself up, man. So yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and get into the charts. I'll see you guys on the other side.